Hi again, everyone, and welcome to Jeffrey's A Short and Sweet Binomial Nomenclature tutorial. Okay, so here we go. We have to begin by giving credit where credit is due. It was Carl Linnaeus. He was a Swedish biologist and physician who came up with the genus species formula for naming living organisms. That was way back in the mid-1700s, and we still use that system today. Binomial, if you think about it as by two names, then that will help you remember the classification system. The two names are the genus name and the species name, or the generic and the specific name. And both of the terms, genus and species, both of the names for genus and species come from the Latin. So here is an organism that you will become very familiar with as we go through this course. This is Escherichia coli. Now, Escherichia coli is a bacterium, and there are two terms here, Escherichia and coli. By the way, you know this better as E. coli. So we have the genus name, which is Escherichia, and then we have the species name, that's coli. Now, a couple of things you'll notice here is that the genus name is always capitalized. The species name is then always in lowercase. The other thing you'll notice here is that scientific names are always either italicized, as we see here, or underlined, which I'll show you that in a moment. Here's another one. This is Staphylococcus aureus. Now, Staphylococcus aureus is a bacterium, of course, and these are cocci, or coccus-shaped or spherical cells that grow together in groups, or it's looks like a little bundle of grapes, and that's what staphylo means. So Staphylococcus aureus. Now you see here that we have not italicized, but this is standard text, and it's underlined. So going back to the previous slide, I said that scientific names are either italicized or underlined. If you can either italicize a name or you can use standard text and then underline the whole thing. So here the genus name is Staphylococcus. The species name then is aureus. And if using, again, standard text, scientific names are always underlined, as we see here. Let's try another. Here is Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Now this is CGI, but you see the bacterial cells here invading lung tissue. So Mycobacterium tuberculosis is the scientific name. Of course, it's the causative agent of tuberculosis, as you might imagine. Genus name Mycobacterium, species name then is tuberculosis. And it is okay, by the way, to abbreviate the genus name after the first use. So in other words, if you are writing a paragraph, you're writing a paper, you're doing a project, the first time you use the organism's name, you want to write it out completely as Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Now, after that first use, you can then abbreviate the genus name. In this case, we'd write it as M. tuberculosis. You notice that the same rule applies. That is, the genus name is always, even abbreviated, it's always capitalized, and the species name is always lowercase. And here you can see this is in italics, right? Remember, you don't use italics, you have to underline it. Now this works for all organisms. And so here we see the bald eagle. This is Haliaeetus leucocephalus. By the way, you can often tell a lot about an organism from its name, not so much the Haliaeetus, but the leucocephalus. Cephalus means head, and leuco means white, so white head. That's the bald eagle, yeah? And so the genus name is Haliaeetus, species name is Leucocephalus. If you want to abbreviate, it's H period Leucocephalus. This is in italics, or you can abbreviate it H period Leucocephalus in standard text, but underline the whole thing. And so here we see the African elephant. This is Loxodonta africana. Again, you can often tell a lot just from the name. Danta comes from the same word as danto, meaning teeth, and loxo has to do with the shape of the chewing surface of the teeth. They're actually diamond shaped. And loxo, that comes from the word that ultimately means diamond. And of course, Africana means that this animal inhabits the continent of Africa. So genus name is Loxodonta. Species name is here is Africana, if you want to abbreviate. L. period Africana, this is in italics, or L. period Africana, the whole thing is underlined. And yes, this applies to all living organisms, including plants. So here we see Sequoia dendron giganteum. This is a giant sequoia tree that inhabits the North American West, North American Northwest. Genus name is Sequoia dendron. Species name is Giganteum, and now you know why we like to abbreviate the genus name, Sequoia dendron, as S. giganteum. This is in italics, or you can write it in standard text and underline S. period giganteum. And yes, this applies to our favorite animal, and so here we are, the Homo sapiens, or the modern humans. Genus name is Homo, which means, of course, the same, meaning we're all of the same species, and our species name is Sapiens. Now, often I will have students ask me, if there's only one species of human on the planet, why do we need a genus name? Because in the distant past, there have been other species of humans, namely Homo habilis, Homo erectus, and Homo neanderthalensis. You know them as the Neanderthals. So that is the down and dirty on a binomial nomenclature. I hope this helps you out. See you next time.